All right, welcome race fans to another edition here of Midnight Motorsports running at Auto Club tonight. Big California track here, 2 Mile Oval. Going to be a lot of fun. These guys have been out here practicing for almost 2 hours now and laying down some awesome laps. First off, I want to get this off my chest. A great big thank you to my buddy Roger for helping me in the booth. Thank you, Roger, and thank you for joining me again.
Always my pleasure, Rudy. Enjoy doing these races. This Sunday Night League's a lot of fun to come and call. These guys really get after it in these trucks. And tonight they got their hands full with this big old track. It's a monster. It's 2 miles. It doesn't have high banks. It's just like Michigan, except for that fact, no banks. And the wind's pushing them just dead out of one. So getting through turns 1 and 2 is going to be the big key for these guys, because you can pretty much flat foot it through 3 and 4. It's going to be an exciting race tonight, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, these guys, I did not know that the wind was hitting you into 1. Maybe that's why I was having some trouble in turn 1. Yeah, 3 and 4, I couldn't quite flat foot it, but and I was actually using Patrick's setup that he gave me. So I can't drive sometimes like the guy that creates a setup can. But thank you to Patrick for giving me that setup. I appreciate it. I don't race with the guys, but I like to go out and have a little fun with them while they're practicing, and it was fun.
Well, it gives you a sense of what they're going to be, doing tonight. The track conditions and how it handles and where these guys are at. And it's always good to get out there and run a few laps with these guys. I like to go out to pit parties and run a few laps. So I learn a lot about how they're going to race tonight. So when we're up here talking about it, we can actually sound like we know what we're doing.
There you go. Yeah, we don't want to sound like we don't know what we're doing. So, all right, well, these guys are getting closer to get to qualifying, so about another 6 minutes, and these guys are going to start laying down some fast laps and see who's going to take off on the pole. We've got some pretty fast guys out here. Doug Lemons, I'm watching him right now, and man, I'm telling you what, he is only a 10th off of the fastest speed right now. And some of these guys have been out here with qualifying tape. Some of the guys have been practicing with that and drafting. So we've got a pretty huge difference of speeds here, and you can pretty much tell the fast guys out there, they may be doing a little bit of drafting, might have tape on. But some of the other guys trying to just work on their setup in the back for race. And that's pretty much what I did. I left the race tape on, went out and turned some laps, and I was quite a ways off of, looks like to me about 7/10 off of the leader. But, like I said, race tape.
I never did put qualifying tape on. I went out, I caught a draft for a lap or 2 and picked some good time up. But I know where that setup would be without that draft. And it would be, it probably wouldn't be a race winner. It'd probably be a top 5 truck if I was out there racing it. But the big thing you got to get is you got to get it into the corner. Once you get it into the corner, this track's big, wide, 5 lanes wide. I mean, you can really attack your exits. You just can't attack your entries, especially turn 1 tonight with the way the wind is. But these guys, so far, I'm seeing a lot of guys really got a handle on this place. So I expect to see some really good racing. We might see some 2-wide racing here, especially early in runs.
Well, we've got a pretty good field here. We're going to have about, 25 drivers out there tonight. So, man, nice, huge field.
And these guys have started to pick up. A lot of people keep their fields, 20 plus every week. That's great. I like to see a lot of trucks, and when these guys can get a good rhythm and a good clean race going, it's fun to watch 20-some trucks go around, just about anywhere.
All right, pit road speed, I believe, Roger, isn't it 55? I believe it's 55 mile an hour. So
yeah, 55.
And the guys are telling me that the pit window is between 35 and 40. So we may see some of these guys try to stretch it here, depending on cautions, try to stretch it and make it on just one pit stop, because this is only a 70-lap race. So
yeah, last week I got 42 laps on a full fuel run under green here. So
yeah.
because this was the official track last week for the trucks, and I ran a couple of races, and I got 42 laps, and they told me I was going to run out if I ran another one, so I went ahead and pitted.
There you go. All right. So they can make it on one pit stop. Now it's just going to be a strategy of 2-tire change, 4-tire change, how much fuel they might want on that pit stop. They might want to stretch it to 40 laps and maybe only take 3/4 of a tank of fuel to keep that truck a little bit lighter. But that, I believe, is going to affect the handling, isn't it, Roger?
Well, the less fuel you have, the more nose weight you get, the tighter you are, especially in your entries down to your center. So if your truck's balanced well, if you can make a couple of adjustments, maybe take a little air out of the left rear tire, maybe take 2 or 3 clicks out of the right rear spring perch, loosen the truck up when you put a lighter fuel load in it, you can get by with lightening the fuel load and just getting enough to try to get to the end. I don't always recommend it, but I mean, if you can get 40 odd laps and leave yourself just say 27, 28 laps here, yeah, I would probably be inclined to take about 9.6 gallons of fuel, maybe 10 at the most, and slap about 4 clicks out of that right rear spring perch, a pound out of the left rear tire, and I might go attack this place. So if your truck's balanced well, there's a lot of things you can do, and these guys have the ability to do that. So it's not a fixed setup, and adjustments can be made on the fly. A lot of these guys work on their truck the whole race. Every caution, they're doing something to it. So hey, we'll see guys that maybe aren't real strong at the beginning of a run or beginning of the race end up being really fast towards the end because they finally got it dialed in.
A lot of fast guys out here though tonight. Perry Snelson, he's going to be one that I'm going to be keeping an eye on. Perry, he kind of likes to slip one in on these guys once in a while and try to pull out a win. Haven't seen him in a couple of weeks though. I don't know where he's been, but I haven't seen him in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's been absent. The guys were talking about it was good to see him back, and I didn't ask him where he's been.
Yeah, for
Figured
sure.
if he wanted somebody to know, he'd tell him, and he's back racing. It's good to see him back on track.
Absolutely, I agree. Like watching
We'll come
him.
down to it, Rudy.
Yes, sir. Less than a minute here to get this thing. These guys start taking the qualifying. Anything else that we need to make note of, Roger? You've got your little admin duties you're going to have to do tonight. Rick's going to announce a few little new things that they're going to try tonight. So hopefully, good luck to them. Hopefully that all works out well and is received well. But I think we're going to get after it here in just a little bit less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, I got to remember to write stuff down. That's going to be difficult for me.
Well, if you get quiet for a minute, not a problem. I understand.
Just waiting on this qualifying to get started. It's about to happen here. We're going to see some fast times at the top 5 or 6. I mean, you see a lot of guys in the 6s, 41.60 something. So I'm interested to see who actually pulls this pole out tonight.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting. A lot of fast guys and some really good setups. So we will watch qualifying here and see who's got the top dog here tonight. Yeah, it was a pretty interesting race there today. I don't know, there are probably a lot of Kyle Busch fans out there. I'm not a big Kyle Busch fan, but I was really kind of glad to see anybody win today except for Jimmy Johnson.
Because you're a Johnson hater.
No, I'm not a hater. Not a hater. I just don't want to see him win anymore. He hasn't won yet this year, and I'd like to keep it that way.
You won't keep him down long.
Okay.
I'm telling you, he'll get a win before the season's over.
I told Brush, I said, Brush, because he's a Johnson lover. He's a bandwagon fan. He's probably watching, and he's probably typing all kinds of stuff at me. But anyhow, I call him a bandwagon fan, you know. But anyhow, we go at it when we're watching the race. We have a good time just watching the race together and going at it. you know, Johnson finishing 24th, last car on the lead lap today. Everybody had troubles out there today with tires.
Pretty much.
I don't know, man. Goodyear's going to have to.
Gordon would have won if the caution didn't come out, and I don't know, Clint Boyer. I kind of feel like he spun the car on purpose just to keep Gordon from winning because of their big dust up at Phoenix. But I don't know. I used to like Clint Boyer. Now I'm on the fence. I really think he's just dirty. I don't know. I don't have much respect left for the guy. 61.
Yeah, time's coming in here. Mark Russell with a 71, so he's pretty close. Getting a few of the guys to come in with some times here.
And Keith with us 41.64, good for the outside of the front row. Perry Snelson 6.95.
Well, we still got a lot of guys here to turn a lap. A lot of good guys, man. I'm looking for Doug Lemons to be up there, Sean Butler to be up there. Those guys were really fast in practice. And Mark Russell, very fast in practice. I'm not sure, but that might be about his best time with a 71, but that's still a pretty fast lap. Really tight right up there, all within a tenth.
3 or 4 guys that I expect to see time from that I haven't seen time from, and we're around 2 minutes until this thing ends.
Well, I think they're probably going to see some one and dones here.
Well, we're going to see if you spun out or touched the wall, you're going to get a no time too. So I think that's kind of a problem for some of these guys.
That's true.
We may see some of the really fast guys have to start deeper in this field than they want to. Wouldn't that throw a monkey wrench in this whole thing?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, did Sean Butler's time fall off from practice?
Yeah. May have slipped a little bit, and we'll have to see if he can better that time. There's Snelson coming in with a 69. Rick Walker with a 68. Beating Snelson by, wow, 10 1/1000ths of a second. Jeez.
Doug Lemons 79. That's a little slow down from his practice time.
Yeah.
Over about a tenth and a half.
I don't know if anybody's going to have anything for Freidinger or not, because he's fast about any track he goes to. If you notice that, Roger, he is, man, I'm telling you, these guys just fear him. When he comes in here, they're like, oh no, Freidinger's here. It's like,
yeah, Gary's really solid, really consistent driver.
Well, I hate to say it, but that looks like, man, these guys are...
That's going to be it. We ain't going to see nobody else. Freidinger and Keith on the front row, 6:19 and 6:49. Good laps for both guys.
Yeah.
Top 4, all sub-7.
All right, that's going to do it. So let's get down. Freidinger going to be taking the pole. And we will get down here to trackside. All right, let's run down the grid here real quick, Roger. These guys are getting ready to roll off here pretty quick. Gary Freidinger going to be starting on the pole here in the number 26 with a 41.619. Really good lap. On the outside of him in the number 32, Brent Keith. Starting third, the number 68 of Rick Walker. Outside of him is going to be the number 12 of Perry Snelson. In fifth, the number 9 of Mark Russell. In sixth, Sean Butler in the number 88. In seventh, the 05 of Steve Jones. In eighth, the number 70 of Doug Lemons. In 9th, the number 4 of Patrick Rowland. In 10th, the number 5 of John Gamble. In 11th, the number 63 of Rodney Harris. In 12th, the number 50 of David Lancaster. In 13th, the number 29 of Nicholas Stone. In 14th, the 27 of Kevin Mitchell. Sorry, Roger. In 15th, the number 84 of David Smith. Go ahead, Roger.
Scott Bartman will start 16th in the 19 truck. Frank Reese will be in the 34, starting 17th. David Robleski will start 18th in the number 21. Timmy Lugwood Jr. will start next in the 51. Blaine Gilmore in the 21st position in the 58 truck. William Toney, 22nd in the 87. The 45 truck of Roy Hall starts 23rd. Brandon Thomas in the 07 starting 25th. Jason Sizlove in the 44, he's going to start 26th tonight. The 27 spot, the 47 truck of Bob Roberts. Stephen Pearson in the 83 is going to start 28th. Sam Henry, 29th in the 33 truck. And Anthony Smith will round out the field in the 30th position, number 66 tonight.
All right, thank you, Roger.
Well, rolling out, Rudy.
Yes, sir. Getting ready to get this thing underway here. And Roger, you can have the honors to get this thing rolling for me, please.
I'll do it for you, buddy. I was chattering back and forth with race control for just 1 second there. Alright, 70 laps, 140 miles, California Speedway. Beautiful day, 78 degrees, got a little southwest wind, blowing us into turn 1, 52% on the humidity. Brent Keith starting on the outside of the front row. Gary Freidinger, the pole sitter, bringing us around. Take the green flag through 3 and 4 right here. 25 trucks, 27 trucks, it looks like. Big field.
Quite a few.
Pace car is on pit road. We're waiting on the green to start this race here. Green flag's in the air and we are underway. Nice even start there. Sean Butler taking a quick peek from the top to the bottom right after the start finish line. Close the door on Mark Russell a little bit right there. 3 wide coming off of turn 2 here. Oh, John Gamble, he goes sideways, collects Patrick Rowland, and I missed who else that was.
Oh my.
That was Steve Jones.
Yeah, Steve Jones getting into it. So, all right, first lap. Let's go back here and take a look at Steve Jones. And we'll try to get an eyeball on who may have started that.
Patrick Rowland, bunches of damage.
On the low side, Steve Jones up here in the middle. Looks like the number 5 comes across.
John Gamble, yep.
And gathers up Steve Jones right in front of Patrick Rowland. So, oh man, all 3 of them going to have a lot of damage on that. Wow. Looks like Steve Jones might have got the least amount of damage on that as he just barely tapped the wall. So, all right, well, getting caught back up here to our leader. That's going to put a lot of them to have to head down pit road.
Yeah, you'll have a few that are going to go down. They want to stay in the back after they didn't get around, 1 lap without. They want to stay in the back so they can try to avoid. Jones has massive front end damage on that truck. Looking at it as they come around here through turns 3 and 4, he's smashed in on both sides of the front end. The back end, it mashed in over both fender wells too. So I don't know. He got a bunch of damage. I think Gamble ended up with the worst because he flipped, but I think Patrick Rowland got a ton of damage out of that too. The whole left side of his truck, he hit the wall pretty hard. It actually looks like it might have broke the rear end loose. It looks like he might be dog tracking just a little bit. Front end is mashed in pretty heavy as well.
Yeah, these guys all sitting on pit road here. Patrick changing tires, probably going to be sitting there for a little while getting some of that damage fixed up.
Yeah, I don't imagine he's going to be taking off anytime real quick here. Gamble's truck is twisted. Wow, I haven't seen one twisted like that in a while. The whole front end is pushed to the right, and the back end is pushed out there a little bit, so it looks like the truck's kind of twisted a little bit.
Okay, Freidinger still out in the lead here on lap 3. First caution of the day out on lap 1. Not a good day.
Well, quite an auspicious start to the day, I'll have to say that.
Sure thing.
And you know, I mean, as much as you don't want to see guys getting wrecks anyway, that actually is about as good as it could be for what happened right there, because there was still a bunch of trucks behind that group. And luckily, when he came down across, he cleared everybody off the track so everyone behind that could miss it. Well, that could have been the big one.
Well, Patrick Rowland's still on pit road, trying to get some of that damage fixed up. I think he took the worst of all of that. Very unfortunate for him. All right, let's go back through the field here a little bit. Rick Walker up to second. Sean Butler now in third. Mark Russell fourth. Brent Keith in fifth. Doug Lemons up to sixth. Perry Snelson back to seventh. Started fourth, but kind of got mired back a little bit. I think he might have just got passed up by a few faster trucks than him, or he could be just kind of pacing himself right now. I think that's probably what he does best, is that pacing thing. David Lancaster in 8th. Rodney Harris 9th. Nicholas Stone in 10th. Kevin Mitchell 11th. David Smith in 12th. Scott Barkman 13th. David Robleski in 14th. And rounding out your top 15, Frank Reese. Okay, they should be getting the one to go this time, and looks to me like Patrick Rowland is still sitting on pit road, Roger.
Yeah, he had a bunch of damage. Him and John Gamble both. They had a ton of damage. Patrick's truck, I just watched him roll down that pit road when he was going in. It looked like the rear end was kicked to the left some. So I wouldn't be much surprised. As hard as he hit that inside wall, wouldn't be surprised if the rear end had busted out of that truck and they're having to rebuild suspension on that left side.
John Gamble back out now on the track. May not have as much damage as we thought. He's back up here and trying to catch up to the rear of the field. So we did get the one to go this time. So Rick Walker going to be restarting on the outside of Freidinger, and Sean Butler right there third, Mark Russell fourth. So this is should be a pretty good lineup to get this thing back underway, Roger. And let's see what these guys got for Freidinger up front.
Let's just get settled in and get a good, smooth run going, and let's truck spread out and see who's got what here. I mean, we know Freidinger's going to be quick. Let's just see if Butler's got anything for him. Maybe Brent Keith, Mark Russell, one of those guys have something. Because they were all really fast in practice. I mean, Doug Lemons is up there, so you can see just about any of these guys. I mean, I know Freidinger didn't have very much time in practice, but he always comes completely prepared, so I expect him to be quick. Someone's going to have to go get him. I don't think we have any retirees yet.
No. Looks like Patrick is back out on the track as well.
Gimbals are only not on the lead lap.
Pace car ducks off. Freidinger brings him to the line. Green flag is out, and here we go. Back up and running again.
Oh, Butler thought about going 3 wide right there.
Yeah, and he didn't, and that was probably a good wise choice right there. You know, not on the first lap like that. He's hanging on to Freidinger's tail here. Rick Walker fighting hard on that high line. I'm not sure high line might not be where you want to be on, well, maybe on the first couple laps there till the tires get warmed up, but once they get warmed up, that low line's going to be faster. And now Sean looks to the inside of Rick Walker. Rick kind of keeping him pinned straight down to the white line.
At the exit, the outside line will have a little run, but the inside line's able to get the throttle back down so much sooner, and it really is the advantage for the inside line here right now.
Yeah, those two go side by side, and it looks like Sean does slide it up in front of him. And Sean Butler running in second now. Rick Walker in third. We've got a great battle going on back here. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Oh man, what a battle this is.
Yeah, I've been watching these guys since we dropped that whole group right there back to about 14th place, and they've been 2 wide for most of it. This is about as stretched out as they've gotten so far. Snelson looks like he's struggling just a little, maybe loose on the bottom right there, so his guys on the outside are able to hold him. Oh, and Lemons is in the wall. Seems slowing up too much, but I do see a touch of damage on the right side of that truck.
Yeah. And
that will affect him in the long run.
It looked like the 32 there of Brent Keith got up into the wall just a little bit too, and Doug Lemons was right behind him, and I think it was kind of like follow the leader into the wall.
Yep, that'll happen. You get focused on that bumper in front of you, and you just follow it wherever it goes, and if it takes you to the wall, well, you end up there too.
I don't know how, but Patrick Rowland stayed on the lead lap, and he's now running in 24th. Don't know how he did that.
He's about 4 seconds off the pace, but he kept it on the lead lap. He's just trying to hang on, maybe get another caution here, and try to get that fixed. The toes out on that truck. He's turned about 30 degrees left to keep that thing going straight.
Yeah, it's,
I checked this cockpit cam.
Looks pretty bad. Gary Freidinger still up on the top spot here. Sean Butler taking a look on the inside. Down the backstretch going into turn 3. This would be for the lead. And it looks like Sean did have a good run. Rick Walker going right along with Sean. Hanging Freidinger out and sliding it up across him. And boy, I'll tell you, they took that over like he was standing still, didn't they, Roger?
You pushed on the outside, and you really have to wait a moment to get back on the throttle because there's not as much grip up there. And the guys on the inside, if there's 2 or 3 of them, you're going to lose all those spots because they're just going to freight train right by you. Walker's probably not going to be real patient if he gets a run here. I bet he's going to go after Butler.
Sean Butler out there now in the lead. First time he's led today. First lap he's led. Rick Walker taking a peek like he's going to try to get a run on Sean, but Sean closes the door on him going into the turn. Sean out there really strong. Sean, he's our points leader right now. He told me, I think he said he's got a first, 2 seconds, and then 2 more firsts. So, wow, he's cleaning up here at Midnight Motorsports.
He's pretty fast just about anywhere we see him, so I kind of expect him to be one of the front runners every week.
He was one that we always like to see him and Tony Godwin battle out. Oh, Tony Godwin is, I don't know how that man can drive.
Rick Walker for the lead right here. Yeah, turn 3, he got Butler off the bottom. And Walker's going to go around and lead this lap, it looks like.
Yes, sir. He got one heck of a run that time in the turn. Now Sean trying to help him along and give him a little push. See if they couldn't break away from Freidinger, but Freidinger's hanging right there. Man, he got a great run that time.
Well, the draft is really big here, Rudy. So you get on these straightaways, especially that front straightaway, you can get a ton of pull on the draft. Mark Russell has inched up on these guys by himself, by the way.
Absolutely.
Snelson's coming with him. He's about 8 truck lengths back, but he's coming with him.
Now Sean Butler on the inside of Rick Walker, back for the lead again. Let's see if he can take this. I believe he's going to, and Freidinger going to go with him. So those three battling this hard, this early. Sean Butler trying to hold it down to keep that position. Man, I'm telling you, he is doing a great job out there to hold that position. Freidinger in second, and Rick Walker back here in third. Mark Russell has closed up on him. Well, look at this. Now we have a 4-truck battle for the lead.
Yeah, the front 5 are pretty much broken away from everyone else right now. I started working back. I'm watching Doug Lemons running in 9th with that little bit of damage. Still looks like his truck is running pretty good back there. Nicholas Stone running right behind that. Kevin Mitchell behind that. They're kind of broken away from a pack of about 5 or 6 trucks. That includes David Robleski, Stephen Pearson, Brandon Thomas. I think Timmy Logwood's in that run right there. And this group is the battle on the track. Everyone else is kind of singled out. We get a swap for the lead every once in a while, but this group back here is the group that's actually racing each other right now.
Freidinger back up in the lead now as he got by Sean Butler. So these guys are not done fighting for that top position at all. Every one of them wants to lead the most laps here, and but it doesn't really matter who leads the most laps, it's who leads that last one if you want the win. So as long as these guys are running safe, hey, we'll go on back through the field here a little bit and see where everybody is running right now. Rick Walker in third, Mark Russell. Looks like he may have a run here on Rick Walker. Boy, did he ever get a run. Holy smokes.
We got 2 trucks that have taken it behind the wall tonight. John Gamble, Rodney Harris, both going behind the wall. We still got Steve Jones on pit road, and Patrick Rowland headed back down pit road right now.
Let's go back through the field a little bit further. Snelson now up to the 5th, and he's closed up on them guys really, really close. Wants to get up there and get into the battle with them. David Lancaster in 6th, and right there in 7th, Brent Keith. Brent Keith started on the outside pole, and there he is back in 7th position in the Realtree Chevrolet. Doug Lemons in 8th, Nicholas Stone 9th, and Kevin Mitchell rounding out the top 10.
Freidinger and Butler have kind of gotten a few truck lengths on Mark Russell now, who got past Rick Walker, but he's going to have some work to do if he's going to catch up to those 2.
It's good to see Mark Russell up there with them guys. It's going to take a lot of drafting and a lot of work to get up there and work with them. Maybe Rick Walker and him can work together. Drafting is so important. Okay, let's go back here and check on Stephen Pearson. Let's go back and check on him. Running in the 12th spot. Right behind him is Brandon Thomas. Dave Smith behind him in 14th. Scott Barkman in 15th now. Timmy Logwood in 16th. I didn't even see Timmy Logwood come in here. That's how much I was paying.
Right at the very last second he came in.
Scott Barkman in 16th. William Tony 17th. Roy Hall in 18th. Blaine Gilmore in 19th. That's a beautiful truck Blaine's got. I love that truck. Just the faded out colors and into the next color and into the next one, and that's cool. Jason Seislov now in 20th. Frank Reese 21st. Bob Roberts back here in 22nd. Started 27th, running 22nd. just all by himself.
Way off the pace. He's a half a lap behind these guys.
Oh, and he got really loose right there. Going to take it out across the grass. Just as I was on him. Brings it back up onto the track. Good save. All right, back up front here. Sean Butler's still trying to battle with Freidinger. Freidinger's just, man, he is on a rail here tonight, and it seems like Sean Butler is too. Mark Russell also very strong, and he was strong at practice. Very strong at practice.
Yeah, he's not closing up to these guys very much right now, but we are, halfway through fuel and tire run here, so.
Taking lap 20 out of 70 so far. We've had one caution, and we've already had 6 lead changes, Roger, and it looks like we're about to have another one. Sean does get by Freidinger, and Freidinger says, okay, you can lead this lap, but I'm gonna ride here and I'm gonna pass you on the next one. So those two definitely battling for position here. Freidinger sticking his nose underneath Sean right there, but boy, if he would have slipped up, he would have come up and took him out. So good save by them guys, not bringing out a caution. Sean trying to hold it right on that white line to protect his position, and Freidinger not being able to get by him. Right along here with Freidinger for just a little bit as he's looking ahead here to Sean Butler. Gets a good run. Sean comes right down the hill and closes that door up on him. And now Freidinger gets a good run coming off of turn 2. Side by side right down the front stretch, or the back stretch, excuse me.
That's actually going to let Mark Russell catch up to these guys. It's probably going to keep, well, I was going to say it's going to keep Butler on the outside, but he just wasn't close enough to get there before he slammed that door shut.
Sure thing. Now Butler back in second again. As they come to the line, them two battling so hard. Mark Russell right on his tail, taking a peek on the inside of Sean Butler now. Almost. Sean Butler coming down the hill to keep that position. Mark taking a peek on the inside again here, but I don't know if he's got enough here going into turn 3. Sean going to stay high and let him take the pass. Mark Russell moving in for second position now. And he does take over second position from Sean Butler.
A good pass there. He timed that just right, was able to keep it on the bottom, and Butler had to yield the spot. He didn't have a choice.
That's right. Once you open that door and you let somebody in there, I'm telling you what, you either got to, like you said, you either got to yield to them, or somebody's going to probably get taken out. All right, and the whole time these guys are battling right here, Freidinger's starting to distance himself from them too, putting a little bit of time between them. Let's take a look here. Mark Russell now about 0.4 of a second behind Freidinger coming to the line. Now it looks like Sean trying to do a little bump draft on him and reel him back up there. They come up into within about 3.5 tenths. So that little bit of a bump draft there down the front stretch did help them a lot.
They started to get away from third or fourth and fifth now.
Rick Walker back here in fourth, Snelson in fifth, and they've got quite a ways back here to sixth place, David Lancaster. And it looks like him and Brent Keith having a race of their own back here. These guys about 4.5 seconds behind the leader. They take lap 26 out of 70. Well, thank you all you viewers out there that are tuning in to watch this race here tonight. You're watching the Midnight Motorsports running here at Auto Club in California. Turning 70 laps in the Chevy Silverado trucks. We've had one caution so far in this race. And let's take a look real quick here. We've already had 8 lead changes, Roger.
Yeah, 8 lead changes in 27 laps. We've got 3 trucks out of the race. One that's just wounded real bad. He's out there making his laps, trying to salvage points. And then it's just groups of trucks, 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 trucks that are just racing each other. But man, those guys out front are just flat gone.
Stephen Pearson now running in 8th, and right behind him, Brandon Thomas in 9th. Those 2 teammates, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Brandon's second in the points here, so he's just really points racing, trying to hold on. He wants to keep his second place in the points position. So,
10th place, David Robleski. David's come all the way from 18th up here into 10th position, so great run by him. Oh, we got somebody up into the wall, Nicholas Stone.
Yeah, the 29 truck.
It's a wall of ton there coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, he jogged that from about the exit of turn 4 all the way down the start finish line. He's got a bunch of damage on the right side of that truck. That's going to make him real tight.
Yes, he does have a lot of damage on that. More than what you guys can actually probably see. He does have a lot. Actually, what we'll do, we'll go back here and take a look as he just hit the wall right there and tried to get it off of the wall. Sometimes it's very hard to get it off of the wall. All right, well, let's get back up here live now. He's got that damage on there, and it doesn't seem to be affecting him a whole lot, but he is back in 13th.
And we got the 3 leaders all right back up here, nose to tail again.
Let's get back up here to the front and see what's going on. Absolutely, these guys still battling it. Nose to tail and quite a distance back. Perry Snelson now does get by Rick Walker and puts Rick back to 5th. Excuse me. So Perry Snelson now about 1.8 seconds behind these guys and looking to try to reel them in if at all possible. If I know Sean Butler, he's not satisfied being running there in 3rd. He wants to be out in that clean air where Freidinger does, and Freidinger is probably really happy right now being out in that clean air. You know? Nobody immediately around him in the front to disturb that air in front of him, so he can pretty much point that truck wherever he wants to.
Only time he's going to have problems is if Russell gets right up under his bumper in the corners, because it will make you very loose. Mm-hmm. Well, he got tight at the exit of that corner, and I thought Russell had a great run on him, but it doesn't look like it's going to materialize the way I thought it would. It looked like Freidinger really pushed hard through the exit of 2, and it really went wide on him there.
He almost catches the apron right there. And, you know, we've seen them cars today in the NASCAR race. Some guys ride clear down on that apron. You can't do that here.
No, I ain't doing that.
Like they were passing on the apron and everything. It's like, man, that was crazy. All right, well, these guys here are running really, really good. Well, let's go back through the field a little bit here. Well, let's go back and check on Kevin Mitchell. Kevin running in the 12th position. Running about 9 seconds behind the leader, but still hanging on here. Good job by him out there today running, actually running right behind Doug Lemons. Right behind him, Nicholas Stone back here in 13th. 12.5 seconds behind our leader. Nobody to draft with him or help him, and losing time like crazy. 14th, William Toney.
There's a battle in that pack.
Excuse me, that would be William Toney actually went back to 15th to Dave Smith. Okay. Then Scott Barkman in 16th. Jason Sizlove in 17th. Yeah, this looks like a great battle going on here between these four. And they're changing positions again here. The 44 of Jason Sizlove does take over that position. And the 19 of Scott Barkman going to go right along with them. So those two each gained in a couple of positions just by passing up the number 84 there, Dave Smith. Blaine Gilmore in 18th, 19 seconds behind the leader, and still trying to get along here pretty good. Doing all right though, staying on the lead lap.
Well, I expect for guys to start doing pit stops about any time now. We've made it to halfway, as we got a challenge for the lead. Mark Russell's trying to put his name on top of the charts tonight.
Very good, very good, and he is going to do it. Boy, he did it with ease there. And Sean Butler going to say, you know what, I got to run here too. And he is going to stay on the inside and try to take that away from Mark Russell. It kind of puts Mark up on the high side. Let's see if Mark can hold it there. And who's going to lead this coming to the line?
I think Butler has the advantage at the moment. Depends on the push that he gets from Friday Russell, whether Russell gets it.
Mark Russell
got it.
Yes, sir. Mark leads his first lap of the race here today. Looks like Sean Butler is going to prevail into turn one here. Coming out of turn two, does pull in front of Mark Russell to take over the lead again. These three, man, I'm telling you what, they have been putting on a heck of a show up here. We're past the halfway mark now, and yeah, we're going to be looking forward to pit stops here probably within the next 5 laps, I would say.
I wouldn't be much surprised if guys started coming in here just any time, but if the leaders don't come in, there's not really a whole lot of point in coming in.
Well,
run it till it's dry.
They did have that caution, Roger, and some of the guys did stop, not the leader, but some of the guys in the back stopped. And we've got like Brandon Thomas stopped, Jason Sizlove, William Toney, Blaine Gilmore, Bob Roberts, and Timmy Logwood, excuse me. Those guys all have come down on pit road, so they may stay out of just a little bit longer.
I figure 42 or 43 laps at most, and those guys probably got 1, maybe 2 extra laps, so we're looking at some of them pitting at 42, some of them pitting at 44, but once you make it halfway and you can make it the rest of the way, this thing seems like it's going to go green. Sometimes guys just start stopping just to get it out of the way.
Right. Sean now starting to put a little distance between him and Mark Russell, a couple tenths back here. And Freidinger trying to help Mark Russell along to reel Sean back in with a little bump draft. Man, Sean has just really figured this line out now. And man, I'm telling you what, he has really turned some great laps.
Here they come, because he got a bad run off the floor right there. Had to roll out of throttle a little bit. Got a little tight on him. And here comes Mark Russell, going to put it inside going into turn one. Won't be surprised. Oh, they got a car wall in front of them. Frank Reese is in the wall in front of them. This will get dicey down here in 3.
Yeah, Mark Russell ran, his lap was about 2.5 tenths faster than Sean Butler's last time. So
Caution on the speedway.
Stephen Pearson looks like spinning it around and back up onto the track, not hitting anybody. Good job. Let's go back and take a look at that.
Yeah, got himself a little loose and Didn't hit a thing, just spun it out. Well, that's fortuitous.
Caution number 2 flies on lap 40. Kind of looked like maybe, yeah, he just come out of the turn a little looser. Almost had it saved though.
Yeah.
And just loops it around, didn't hit anybody, and that's a good thing.
Pretty good deal at 170 miles an hour when you can spin around, lose complete control, and not hit anything.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get back up here live. Everybody is, let's see what the leaders are going to be doing, because I'm sure we're going to see these guys come down pit road, top off their fuel, but we're going to want to watch these guys and see what they're going to do as far as tires. Well, let's see if they're going to be anybody take right sides only or left sides only. And we're watching for them to come down to their pit stalls. Mark Russell comes to a halt in his pit stall. Freidinger stops. Sean Butler, sorry, not Shane, Sean Butler. Wow, he'll probably beat me up for that. All right, right side's going on everybody's truck. Left side's going on. Sean Butler is away. He's going to probably pick up a position or two. But I'm looking real quick here. Sean Butler, they all did 4 tires.
Big loser, Mark Russell.
Yeah, he had a 16.2 second pit stop where everybody else had a 14 or so. Looks like a fast one, Rick Walker with a 13.3 and Perry Snelson with a 13.1 second pit stop. That is smoking.
Wow.
Freidinger going to be coming back out though as our leader.
Well, I got a suggestion for you, Rudy, because I need a second.
Okay.
Why don't you go grab a driver interview while I step away for a second?
I think I'll do that.
Deal.
Brent Keith, this is Rudy Cummings in the booth. You got a copy?
Go ahead.
Brent, you're back there in 7th. You got anything to get up there in the front and at least lead a lap or win this race today?
I would like to hope so, but man, I gotta stop hitting the apron. That'd cure most things. But no, there's some fast guys up there. We'll see. Speed this up a little bit, so if I can stay off the apron, might have a shot.
Well, we seen you up there. You tapped the wall one time there coming off of turn 4 right when we were on you. Didn't look like you took that much damage, but how's the truck feeling for you out there, and how's your setup?
Not too bad. It's just it was a little free there at the beginning. I was just chasing it up the hill and ran out of room. But yeah, it just gave me a 0X and no repairs in the pit, so it's fairly decent for me anyway.
All right, Brent. Well, good luck out there today, and maybe we'll get a chance to talk to you on the podium here this afternoon. Thank you.
You bet. Thanks, Rudy.
Okay, so Brent says there's a lot of fast guys up there. Let's see if he's got anything for him. He's going to be restarting in the 7th place back here in the number 32 Realtree truck. Let's see what he's got for him.
Well, you better go real fast, because those guys up front are going real fast.
Absolutely. All right, Roger. Well, right now we've got 28 laps to go.
Yeah, 4 retirees is all we got. Everybody else still on the lead lap. 5 retirees. I'm sorry, 5 retirees from this. Everybody else still on the lead lap.
Looks like Patrick Rowland has taken his behind the wall.
So has Timmy Logwood.
Yeah, just too much damage.
I don't know what happened to Timmy. He was okay. He made an unscheduled stop. Didn't look like he had damage, and then they just took the truck to the back. Must have been some kind of mechanical issue.
Could have been. All right, the lights are off on the pace car. Sean Butler going to be restarting second place on the outside of Freidinger. Well, let's see what Sean's got for him. Those two mixed it up pretty much all race long now. And let's see if they can go on. Mark Russell now is going to be back in fifth. Rick Walker in fourth. Snelson, boy, Snelson was the great gainer on that one, that picking up the third spot on this. So let's see if he's got anything for Freidinger as well.
First real chance any of these guys have had to make any adjustments, so hopefully they've got it nailed down now, because it seems like this thing might go green the rest of the way if they have any kind of run like they had the last time.
All right, well, Roger, it's your turn to call this down and get this going, and hopefully this will be the last time of today, and I hope I didn't just jinx us by saying that.
Yeah, me too.
We're taking the green on lap 44 out of 70.
Freidinger and Butler going to bring us around here. It seems kind of normal, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And the pace car heads for pit road. Green's in the air, and we're back underway here. Man, that's a beautiful start. I like to see when everybody's even on these starts. And these guys were all, that looked like a professional restart right there.
I'm telling you, that was great. Rick Walker now trying to get up there with Sean Butler up on that high side. I don't know, man. That's just no match for that low line right now. They're going to have to work at it. Snelson not going to let Sean Butler get down to that low line.
Butler got a good run on the outside there, but he's not going to prevail here in 3 and 4, I don't think. Everybody's up to speed. You really got to be easy right in the center of the corner right here. A little stack up. Snelson checked up just a little bit, and then checked everybody behind him up just a touch.
Still side by side. Butler still cannot get down, but he does tuck up under the back bumper there of Freidinger, and that might have helped him just a little for speed, even if it was just for a second or two. But boy, Snelson just too strong on that low line, and now going to take over second spot.
Butler's under fire from Walker now too, because he got hung on the outside in 1 and 2. Not at all where you want to be in turn 1 and 2.
And everybody going to freight train by, and Mark Russell going to stick his nose in there and go as well. Oh, that got him. Mark Russell. Mark Russell gets turned around. Oh, man. So let's go back and take a look at what happened to Mark. That looked pretty intense, what happened there. A lot of trucks involved in that. Rick Walker getting loose the first time.
Yeah. Walker got a little loose. It made Russell move up a little, and Lancaster got on the back of him. He didn't have a choice. He tried to avoid him. He just couldn't do it.
Russell dives down onto the bottom here, and this is where, okay, it looks like Rick Walker caught that apron. Yeah, Lancaster with nowhere to go just pile drives Mark Russell. And Rick Walker went on. Boy, he got really loose and saved that. Wow, what a great piece of driving that was. Mark Russell, not so fortunate. Gonna probably have to take that thing to the garage and get it fixed up.
Yeah, he hit the wall pretty hard with the left rear corner there. Okay. Lancaster is damaged across the nose pretty good now.
We've got a few guys toward the back here, maybe coming down pit road, maybe to not necessarily take fuel, but to take maybe brand new tires. But Mark Russell is going to be the man. He really got took out of that one. He's going to be back in 21st now, and man, after being so strong up the front here with these guys all day long, that's got to be heartbreaking. It wasn't really really foresee that anybody's fault. It's just that when he checked up to get out of what could have happened there with Rick Walker, Lancaster just had nowhere to go, you know.
Yeah, no issues there, Ed. It's racing.
Yeah. And that puts Lancaster on pit road as well. He's just now coming off a pit road. And if he did have any damage, he probably got that fixed up because it would have been nose damage where he hit Mark Russell in the tailgate there. But it looks like if there was any damage, he may have got it pretty much almost fixed up.
Well, that'll be good for him because he's had a fast truck all night long, and it'll be unfortunate if he's unable to, stay fast just because of a little incident right there.
Yep. Now, Mark Russell's still on pit road. Let's go down here and take a look at the damage on his truck. He's got a lot of front damage and a lot of rear damage on that truck.
Yeah, that thing spun around all the way and hit on the driver's side, and that's never good.
No, for sure. And it looks like he's going to go now. He's going to get away, so that should keep him on the lead lap. And that's his goal, trying to stay on that lead lap. He'll be starting at the tail end of the field, but that's all right. As fast as he's been all day, I don't really foresee that being a problem for him to at least maybe get up there and pick up a few more positions.
Yeah, it's just an unfortunate situation there. I mean, Walker caught the apron, and he did a good job of saving his truck, but Russell had to react and jump out of the throttle a little bit and move up to avoid the back end of that truck, and it didn't give Lancaster any time to really react. And the best part was that all the guys behind it actually saw it as it started to happen and backed out a little bit, and we didn't end up with 4 or 5 trucks in that wreck.
Well, this is the third caution of the day, Roger, and we've had 12 lead changes. That's right. Crazy, ain't it? A lot of lead changes up front here. Mark Keyes led 3. Sean Butler's led 9, and Gary Freidinger has led 33. Rick Walker's led 2. So we've had 4 different leaders, 12 lead changes amongst them 4 leaders.
Well, they're making it exciting, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
We just took one of the real fast guys out of it, but I mean, racing's racing. That happens all the time.
Yeah, I hate it for Mark. He's kind of one of the guys that I root for each and every week, and I like to see him out there in that old style Chevrolet, across the tailgate. That looks cool. It looks like like a 68 or 69 Chevrolet, the way they used to put them letters across the tailgate. Looks cool.
Yeah, he's got a pretty unique paint scheme on that truck.
And he does make it away before they do cross the line, so that was close. He gets himself going again. He's got to go around and catch up to the back of this field because they're doubled up, Roger, and we're going back to green here next time by.
Yeah, we'll have another restart here at lap 50. So we'll have about 21 laps to go. All in all, been a pretty good race. I mean, we know yellows breed yellows, but that could have happened in the middle of the race. That wasn't, just indicative of just the restart there, because that happened during round 3 and 4 when everybody's all the way up to speed. That could happen at any time.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it was just kind of unfortunate that Rick caught that apron there, and that's what kind of started the whole thing rolling. But just thankfully he saved it and didn't cause any damage there. But Mark trying to stay out of the way didn't turn out good for him. All right, getting ready to go back to green here. Pace car going to duck off, and it does. Gary brings him to the line. Hits the gas, and here we are back under green. Hopefully to finish this thing up. Sean Butler, what a great restart by them front four. Staying nose to tail, man. Tell me that wasn't planned. Wow. Snelson getting a great run, but Sean Butler on the inside now, so it looks like he is going to take over that second spot easily from Snelson.
This whole front, about 9 trucks here, is actually pretty equal on this restart. Looks really nice down the backstretch. We've got a couple 2 wides. This place is the position that's looking for action right there.
Yeah, Snelson wanted to take a peek on that inside of Butler right there going down the backstretch, but didn't have quite enough horsepower to get a run on him. And now Gary Freidinger going to snake him down the front stretch there, taking him low and back up high, and everybody following, trying to stay in his draft. Snelson closes up on the back bumper of Sean Butler. Now as Freidinger starts putting the hammer down. But boy, look at the run Butler got off of 2 that time.
Yeah, Freidinger, this looked like he just lost all grip right there for a second. Everybody's got to run on him.
Yeah, Snelson going to go right along with him. And Butler now out into the lead. Coming to that line, going to be 19 laps to go to finish this thing up. Snelson having a pretty good run here too. Freidinger tucking right up onto the bumper of Sean Butler. And like you said, Roger, that does take the air off of him when they do that. That's probably his plan. Try to loosen Sean up a little bit. And it looks like Freidinger, boy, I'll tell you what, it looked like he almost had a good run coming out of 2, but he had to back out of it just a little bit.
I thought for a second we was about to see the big one just now. As we're back here watching at about 10th place, and Kevin Mitchell went down. He's 8th place, and he went down the corner, and Scott Barton just went right into the back of him, and about caused a big one with Pearson and Bob Roberts back there. They had to check just a little bit. Now they've lost those 3.
Bob Roberts, when I went on them there, him and Stephen Pearson were side by side. And I mean, not just side by side, but I mean side by side close.
Yeah, they were almost laying on each other.
Oh man, I'm telling you, but Pearson, he backed out of it a little bit there going into turn 3 and 4, and Bob Roberts come out of it ahead of him, so Pearson goes back a couple of positions.
David Robleski's worked his way up into this front pack in 5th. Oh, he caught the apron right there. That's really going to hurt his momentum. And there's old Steady Eddie too right there. Look at that. There's old Brandon Thomas right up there, right behind him. He's been running mid-pack the whole race, and here we are at crunch time, and where's he at?
Rick Walker's still in fourth. Him and Snelson just kind of riding around right now. 17 laps to go. Riding right behind Freidinger, waiting to see what Freidinger's going to do, and maybe if one of them can get a nose up under Butler and freight train by him, maybe on the inside here going into the turn.
Yeah, I'm real happy for Rick this week. He's actually having a really good run. He's staying up there in the top 3-4 trucks. Last couple weeks he's just had really bad luck. Ended up not getting the finishing positions that he's earned in his racing. And it looks like this week, as long as nothing happens in the next 16 laps, he's going to come home with a pretty good finish out of this deal. Absolutely,
yeah, I agree 100%. Man, he definitely deserves a good finish after having a couple of bad weeks. All right, Robleski, man, I'll tell you what, Robleski's come from 18th position, Roger, and here he is running 5th. I mean, man, what more could you say about that kind of driving?
He's just been consistent all race, hasn't pushed the issue on anything, kept his truck clean, and it's paying off. Oh, and as soon as I say he's kept his truck clean, he puts it in the fence off of 4.
Oh, man, and Brandon Thomas going to pass him on the front stretch, but Brandon's another one. Coming from 25th position, and here he is now taking over that 5th position from Robleski. All it takes is a split second to look away from out your windshield and look in your rearview mirror, and man, you can lose all concentration right there. And boy, I think that might have been what happened to Robleski.
Yeah, it looked like he just got tied off of 4 and couldn't keep it out of the fence and just brushed it a little bit. But you know, it goes to show that, you know, all these guys out front, they've just been hard after each other the whole race. And here's a guy from 25th and a guy from 18th position. We're starting on the field that are running 5th and 6th now, right up here in this pack. You don't always have to be the fastest truck in a race. You just got to be the guy that is smart and smooth and consistent, and wait for your opportunities. Make a little bit of luck for yourself, and you can end up running up here at the front.
Looking back from Sean here, Freidinger right on his tail, waiting to make a move here. Coming to the line, going to be 13 laps to go, as he's doing a little bump drafting right on Sean's bumper here. I think Sean drives it down into the turn hard.
Yeah, he doesn't want him to forget he's back there, so he's going to keep the pressure on it. You know, 14 laps to go here. 13 laps, I'm sorry. He wants to try to make him make a mistake.
Absolutely. Got to keep the pressure on him. Sean makes a mistake, boy, I'll tell you, Freidinger's going to be right past him in a heartbeat. And it looks like Freidinger may have pulled out this time and to try to make a move on the inside, but I don't know, man. I don't know. That was kind of a wicked move that he made there, and I think that kind of let Snelson get a run on him, but Snelson's going to have to duck it back in behind him. Coming to the line, going to be 12 to go.
Brandon Thomas just passed Rick Walker for 4th position there. I think what happened to Freidinger, he caught a little dirty air right there when he started to move out, and it pulled the truck hard left, and he went way down to the white line to keep that thing underneath him, and he's actually lost a little bit of space to Butler. We'll see if he can run him back down in the draft here the next few laps.
Rick Walker looking on the inside of Brandon Thomas.
Pearson's out of shape at the back again. He kept it going. He didn't bring up caution. He just took it down on the apron to save it back there. He's got right front damage from something. Oh, he's got right side damage from something.
All right, so these front 5 here battling it out really, really hard as now Brandon Thomas moves into 4th and starting to work over the back bumper of Perry Snelson.
Looks to me like he loses time getting into turn 1, but he makes it up all the way around the rest of the track on these guys. There's Freidinger going for the lead. He's inside on Butler going down into 3. And he's got Snelson pushing him down in there. Butler may end up 3rd coming out of this deal.
Butler brings it down in behind Freidinger. There was a hole there and he filled it. Coming to the line, 10 laps to go.
Well, that'll get old Snelson's blood pressure up, I'm willing to bet you. And I'll bet you Brandon Thomas seen that, and he's going to push Snelson, try to push him down in there.
Snelson driving this in hard, and oh boy, I don't know, he's washing up the hill a little bit. And he is inside of Snelson now, but I don't know if he's got enough. He doesn't have enough speed down the backstretch. Going to have to duck it in behind Snelson. We're looking ahead here from Rick Walker, watching this battle going on. Let's get up on Freidinger here and look back. See what he sees back there, back behind him, because this looks like it's getting pretty intense.
It is definitely go time.
Coming to the line with 8 to go. Looking back on Sean Butler. Sean just driving the wheels off that thing, trying to stay up with Freidinger. Looks like he may almost had a run right there. It's going to have to close the door on Snelson. So, boy, I'll tell you, Sean Butler driving that thing, man, like it's the last lap. You've got to. Keeping the pressure on Freidinger, though. Taking it clear.
He's looking in the mirror, looking out the window. He's got pressure from all sides.
Sean takes it clear down to the bottom there, hoping Snelson and him could draft on by Freidinger, but Freidinger just too strong up on that high side. Now Brandon Thomas on the inside of Snelson for the 3rd position.
Just can't get the drive off the bottom that he needs right there. I think he's a little unwilling to force the issue and really bring it out close. He doesn't want any contact. He keeps getting great runs on him, though.
Now he's kind of fallen back just a little more. It looked like Rick Walker almost had a run on him on that high side, but we know the low side's probably the place you're going to want to be.
Butler just cannot get enough time without pressure to make a run at Freidinger right now either.
All right, 7 laps to go to finish this thing up. This has been a pretty good long green flag run here. Not the longest, but it's been a pretty good one. Gary Freidinger's led 40 laps already today. Sean Butler's only led 18, so Gary is definitely going to pick up a few extra points for leading the most laps.
I don't think any of these battles are over yet. I think these guys are just taking a breath, and they're going to come back after each other. Boy, Snelson got a good run through 3 and 4 right there.
Yes, he did. Butler just a little bit too strong there with the draft hooked up behind Freidinger for Snelson to get it by him in that Home Depot Chevrolet. And by the way, that is a nice looking truck. I like that truck.
Yeah, it is.
I like all them trucks, man. All them guys, spend a lot of time on these paints, and pretty cool. Snelson diving to the inside.
Thomas looks like he's going to try to go with him.
Snelson, boy, I'll tell you what, these guys may have a run on Sean Butler. Coming to the line.
Those three on the bottom can stay hooked up. They might actually be able to press up in there and get inside and push both them trucks in the lead up to the high side.
Snelson's doing everything he can to try to make that happen, but boy, I'm going to tell you, those guys are really strong up on that high side, even though the low line is the line you want. I think Snelson might have got Butler by just a little bit that time. No, he's going to have to duck in behind him. Boy, I can't believe how strong them guys are up there on that, up on the front. Rick Walker
had a great run on the outside and got there a little bit before Thomas turned into the corner, I think. But they almost made contact. That was close to being a wreck.
Coming to the line, going to be 4 laps to go. This thing ain't over yet, folks. This is going to be interesting all the way to the last lap. I'm kind of looking for Sean Butler to maybe get a good run here and go by Freidinger on the last lap. I think he's just kind of waiting right now. Because if he passes him now, it'd be too early for Freidinger to come back and pass him back. So he may be just trying to wait there right now because he can close right up on him easily. And you know Freidinger's going to be doing everything he can to keep that truck on the bottom in them turns to not let Sean get that in that door.
Yeah, he's going to have to worry about him getting the run off and down the straightaway. And Snelson and Thomas need to kind of stay in line here and push each other a little so that when that door opens, when those two go side by side, maybe they can get a run, take a 3 wide, take a chance of running by all of them.
Well, I think Snelson might be closing up just for that reason. He knows what's about to happen here. Brandon Thomas, he knows too, hanging right there in fourth to wait and see how this is going to come out. We have seen in the past a wreck on the last lap coming out of turn 4, and I think it was wasn't that Brandon Thomas one, or was it?
I think it was. I think he snuck through and took the win on that.
Yeah, he snuck right through, down on the grass, and went across the line first and got the win. Man, that was an amazing race. So 2 laps to go. And these 4 here nose to tail. I'm telling you, any one of them 4 could win it. Rick Walker could still sneak in there and win it. And now Freidinger trying to break that draft. Sean Butler says, you just go right on ahead, because when you do that one too many times, I'm going to sneak in here and you ain't going to be able to come all the way down.
Well, he wants to get up beside him going down in the corner so you can push him down on that white line and keep him from getting a run on the exit. That's what Butler would really like, is to get to the outside and be even in the center of the corner.
All right, white flag is out, so 1 more lap. Well, let's see what these guys can do. Hopefully they don't wreck it. Boy, Sean kind of driving it in there a little bit hard. It looks like he got a run coming off of 2. They're going to go side by side. Coming down the back.
4 under a blanket still, Rudy.
Coming down the backstretch, this is going to be interesting. Oh, my word, Snelson trying to slide in there. And Sean Butler out in the lead. Look at this. Freidinger going to dive to the bottom and try to take it back. Oh, my God. Look at this. Oh, no.
Butler wrecks them all.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
Who won that race?
I don't know.
Brandon Thomas won that race in the grass.
Are you kidding me? That was insane right there. We got to go back and look at this, guys, because this was Brandon Thomas winning it.
Yeah, he got to the line first through the grass out of all the nonsense.
Let's go back and take a look at this from him.
Yeah, by quite a bit he got there. Yeah, he's there by 2 or 3 truck lengths. Unbelievable.
Right there's
what a finish.
Sean, boy, he just drove it in way too hard right there and went up the hill, hit the wall. Boy, Brandon Thomas, oh my God, look at this, sliding backwards across the line for the win.
I tell you, Rick Walker would have won that race if he didn't just get into the right rear corner of Freidinger spinning right there. What a race.
Oh my. I still haven't got this graphic figured out here on this to find out what track that's supposed to be. But Brandon Thomas winning here at California. Congratulations to him as he spins it around. Great run by Brandon today. Holy smokes, he's got to be proud of that win.
Coming from 25th, yeah, I would say he's pretty happy right now. Rick Walker ended up coming home second on that, and Freidinger brought it home third. Sean Butler, who was first going into turn 3, come home 6th.
Wow. What an amazing finish to this race, though. I mean, you know, it's just like I said, Roger. If we anything could happen, you know, that if a wreck happened up in front of him, he could wind up winning this, and sure enough, he did.
You know, it's kind of crazy. It's almost like we foreshadowed him going through the grass to win it because we just talked about him winning another one that way.
Oh my! I'm telling you, what a job.
Yeah, no doubt. What a race!
Wow.
What an insane race.
Okay, let's see. We probably can't talk to them in TeamSpeak here because probably some of the guys aren't in here. Are they the top 3?
No, not all of them. And I know Brandon Thomas isn't on this team.
Well, it looks like Brandon Thomas taking first, Rick Walker second, and Gary Freidinger taking third. Is the way I'm showing the scoring. Sean Butler, man, falling way back to 6th. Jeez, what?
And I'm gonna pull Freidinger and I'm gonna pull Walker up here so we can get ready to do these interviews. Okay,
and you want me to interview Brandon on the track?
I don't care. You want to do it? You want me to do it?
Oh, go ahead.
I got this.
I got
this.
I'll open a mic for you. Okay. Hold on, guys.
Yeah,
we're
gonna
get Brandon real quick here first.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Roger.
Brandon Thomas, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Holy smokes, dude. Bring that thing from 25th up there. You're battling. It's funny, Rudy and I in the booth talking about how we watched you win one by missing a wreck going through the grass not that long ago and coming off a 4. Everybody starts spinning. The next thing I know, I'm going, who won the race? Because there's cars sideways, cars in the grass. Your name comes up on top of the board. What are you thinking when you come off 4 and you see smoke right there in front of you?
I just pushed the pedal down and hoped for the best. Once I got loose and went towards the grass, I figured I'd done lost it. I figured David would come up and get it, so I just held it to the floor and was hoping I could get to the line first.
Well, man, you started this thing in the 25th position. I don't have to take the cue time. Walk us through your race. I mean, you guys looked like it was really patient back there. There was a lot of really good racing back in the pack. We were kind of watching the guys in front because that 3-4 car breakaway was really racing hard. But every time we'd get back there in about 8th or 10th place, all of you guys that were racing around right there were racing each other just about as hard. But it didn't look like you guys were losing any time. I mean, did you guys have a plan, hoping that you'd catch a caution to be able to get to the front because you knew you could race with them, or were you just going to get what you could get and settle for the points for the night?
They're towards the middle. I know me, David, Steven, and I think there was a couple others right there. We all pretty much got in line, was just trying to ride and hope for a caution. It came out, and then from there on, it was just race and get what I could get. I know I'm racing David for the points and Sean for the points, so I had to get as much as possible.
Well, man, you had a great points night, obviously. You led one whole lap, I think, tonight, and it was the one that paid all the money, so that was an awesome job. You got anybody watching tonight, anybody that you need to say thank you or hey to?
Yeah, I'd just like to say thanks to RPM Motorsports. I didn't have but one race on this set last week. Coming here, and I think I made 10 to 12 laps in practice, so that was all I had on it. So I appreciate them guys giving me a good setup, a good truck that I could win with.
Did you have to make too many adjustments to it during the race tonight? I was curious as to where the guys were throwing stuff at it. We didn't have very many cautions, didn't have too many opportunities. Was there anything you had to throw at it to get yourself up there to the front and maybe have a chance?
Most of it was me just trying to figure out my line. I think I figured that out about halfway through. And then I did drop a couple clicks of wedge to help loosen it up just a little bit. Turn 1 was my spot that hurt me the worst. I was the tightest there. Turn 3 and 4, I think I had pretty good. I could gain on those 3 leaders in 3 and 4, and then they'd pull away in 1 and 2.
Well, man, congratulations on the win again. Take them any way you can get them. You put yourself in a position and it ends up paying off. A fabulous job tonight. I can't wait to hear what the rest of these guys on the podium have to say about that crazy finish.
Appreciate it, bud.
Rudy, you got Rick Walker here?
I do. Hold on 1 minute here. Rick, you got a copy?
I do. That was wild, wasn't it?
I'm telling you what a finish. Sean, if you could just hang around, we wanted to kind of talk to you about that last lap, if you don't mind.
Right.
We'll talk to you nicely about it. I know you might be a little upset at yourself or whatever, but we'll talk to you about that in a minute. But Rick, congratulations coming home second spot, buddy. You had the truck out there tonight to hang with these guys. It looked like a lot of fun you guys were having up there in that battle. There was about 5 or 6 of you in that battle pretty much the whole race. You hung in that top 5 like a trooper. Man, I'm telling you what. Tell us about your racing out there tonight because it looked very interesting.
Oh, I was just having fun and trying to stay with the lead pack mostly, and then coming through that last turn, though, man, I was like, okay, well, my race is done. I'm going to finish right here and try to just take it easy through there. And then I saw him start wrecking, so I put it back on the floor and come through on second.
Wow, well, an amazing job. I mean, you know, for a race that it was as good as this race was, yeah, we had a couple of cautions, but we had a lot of lead changes and a lot of close battling going on up front. I know I didn't give the guys in the back a lot of camera time, but that front was just so hot the whole race. Roger will tell you, it was just, I mean, the battles up front were just so intense. We couldn't leave it, you know. But for you to bring that thing home second place, Rick, you got to be proud of that finish tonight.
Yeah, especially after the last 4 or 5 weeks, man. I finally have some results, man. It was a lot of fun, and I really appreciate Gary and Sean and Perry and Brandon, man. That was all good, fun, clean racing. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Well, you know, we watched you, and we were even saying there, you know, that, you know, we know you've had a bad couple of weeks here in the past, and for you to come out, you know, with a good finish like this here, this has got to be great. You know, you were up there and you led a few laps, and, you know, that had to make you feel good. You led a couple laps. You got that bonus point for that. And getting that truck up there and keeping it up there, it had to have been one heck of a battle all night long trying to keep that thing up toward the front.
Yeah, a lot of fun, man. I just really had a good time, and I appreciate what you guys do.
All right. Well, anybody else you want to give a shout out to there, Rick, as we'll go on to third place here?
Yeah, Patrick shouldn't have wrecked.
That's good.
Nice.
All right. Well, thanks, Rick. Thanks for talking with us, everybody. Roger, you got third place here?
Hey, Gary, you here, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Wow. I got to say, I I hate to see one end that way. We had a feeling things could get pretty intense. You made a beautiful crossover move, and I was commenting on it right when I saw Butler get loose on the high side. And I thought for a second he was going to be able to save it and keep it off of you. A tough break right there, but man, the racing was awesome.
Oh yeah, we're good. I mean, it was all clean fun. You know, me and Sean had a great race all night and had a blast. This track makes for a lot of great racing. I mean, even if you have a decent set and you can stay with the lead guys, you know, the draft model currently. I mean, it makes for a lot of fun racing. And I was just hoping to try to bait him going into 3 because I saw him get under me coming out of 2. So I was hoping I could get him to drive it in there a little hard. And I was hoping Perry would give me enough room where I could pull the crossover. And I did get into his left rear a little bit, but I don't think that caused him to spin. If it did, I'm sorry about that, but it's no big deal. You know, it was just tight racing. It was a lot of fun, and just a great finish.
Yeah, we were talking about that anybody that was right there in that top 5 really honestly had a chance to win if, you know, a couple of guys made contact or somebody tried to push the issue on somebody, got in a little deep and washed out, something like that. And I really didn't think coming off of turn 4 that we were going to see, you know, 3 or 4 cars spinning around, but it looked like the racing was intense all night long. You guys did not cut each other a whole lot of slack. You guys put the pressure on from the drop of the green flag until the checkers flew, and it looked like it was actually really intense, but it looked like it was a whole lot of fun. So, you know, my hat's off to you guys for putting on a hell of a race. Like I said, you know, tough luck there. You got to finish 30. I think you had to win. Sorry about that. And you know, that was an awesome race. I know Sean's a tough customer. You're a tough customer. We talked about it before the race. You show up prepared every time, and you know, pretty much everybody's going to be chasing you. But these guys did a great job of hanging with you. Did you think at any point, man, I don't know if I can hold these guys off the whole time, or did you really think I'm just going to save something and hope I can make the last run here?
Well, my plan was after pit stops, I was going to try to ride between, you know, behind somebody and try to save my tires for the last couple laps and try to make a, you know, run and try to get away a little bit. But he got, I mean, me and Sean were talking before, and out front it's just so tight through 1 and 2, and if you get back to the gas just the slightest bit too soon, it just pushes right to the wall. So I think it happened to him, and then I just got a good run coming underneath him, and I just took the lead, and then I think roles kind of flopped there, and I think he was planning on just riding behind me till that last lap there. So, but it was just a chess match the whole, you know, last 20 laps or so, and didn't play out in my favor, but, you know, it was all fun, and it was one hell of a race.
Yeah, well, man, congratulations on the 3rd place finish. I know you had the checkered flag in your sights when you came off of 4 there. Like I said, that's just bad luck racing, good hard racing by a bunch of great drivers. Anybody you got watching tonight you want to say hello to?
Just a PMG group, Premier Motorsports. We all work together, make some great sets, and it was a great truck tonight. So them and Patrick and you guys and Sean and Perry and Ricky and everybody for just a great race tonight.
All right, thank you, Rudy.
Yeah, we got Sean Butler here in the booth with us. Sean, I just kind of wanted to talk to you, and it's not to point the finger at you or anything. This is just...
Yes, it is.
Sure, yeah, sure.
No, I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on that last coming out of turn 4 there and tell us what happened.
Wow. I honestly, I knew I was waiting for the last lap to make my move because I knew that I'd be better off a 2. Like you were saying, for some reason we got front, it was just tight. So I was waiting to get that run off of 2, and I honestly did not think he was going to be able to pick that crossover move on me that good. I thought the guys were a bit closer behind us, and I'm not sure if he touched me a little bit or what. It moved me up the hill and got me off the line, and I didn't lift, and I was putting a lot of extra steering input into it to keep it off the wall, and once we got to the straightaway, it just turned left. It was just one of those odd things that happens. I never got put in that position today, and it was just totally my fault. I should have probably let off the throttle a little bit instead of trying to race for the win there, but oh well.
Yeah, we're watching it in the replay right now. live, and I was looking at it, and it looked like Gary did tap you just enough to kind of get you out of shape, and that kind of did send you up the hill just a little bit, and that was just what he needed, you know, to get that win. So.
Oh yeah, it was a great move by Gary. I honestly didn't think he had the room to do it, but he did it.
Yeah.
It was a hell of a move, and I just sucked that I lost it off the corner like that.
Yeah, we're watching it right up close here, and he just gives you one of them little bump and runs, you know, and it was enough to get you out of shape. And I know Gary didn't intentionally do that to put you into the wall, but it just so happened that it was just enough you couldn't recover from, and sent you up into the wall. But wow, what a race, Sean! You can't complain about the racing here at Midnight Motorsports at all, man. That was some of the most intense racing for the whole 70 laps that we've seen here in a while. And I'll tell you what, even though you come home sixth, congratulations to you on that, because it was a well-deserved top 5 at least, and for that to finish up like it did, I guess you really can't complain too much for the finish that you got.
Yeah, you were saying you've been watching some exciting races or broadcasting some exciting races, so I'm sure this brought it right up there with it. That was a great finish. I wish it would have finished under green, or finished under green, but I wish it would have finished a little bit better than it did. I would have rather had a second or third without wrecking Gary. He should have had the win, but oh well. That's what happens in racing. Everyone's pushing for it, and you know, that's awesome that Brandon won it going sideways through the grass. That's just awesome.
It sure was. Yeah, great finish. All right, Sean, well, thanks for talking with us, buddy, and kind of clearing that up for us and letting us know exactly what happened out there, you know. And as we reviewed it on the replay, it was good to see that.
Yeah, just to clarify, that was all Gary's fault, and I take zero blame for it.
All right.
I apologize.
All right, good race, guys. All right, let's run over the results. Roger, did you have anybody else you want to talk to, or?
No, we're good.
Okay. All right,
Let's wrap up.
Let's run over the results here real quick. Brandon Thomas, of course, coming home our winner in a surprising finish. Great race by Brandon, just keeping it in there and finishing across the finish line backwards. Great race. Rick Walker coming in second, just keeping the hammer down, plowing through the trucks and bringing home second. Great job. Gary Fredinger led the most laps today, led 46 laps, but didn't get to lead that last one. So coming home third spot, Perry Snelson in fourth. Great run by him. David Robleski getting by Sean Butler there just before, a second before the finish line, and bringing home fifth. Sean Butler rolling back to sixth spot after that tanglement there with Fredinger. Kevin Mitchell in seventh, Brent Keith in eighth, Jason Sizlove ninth, and Doug Lemons 10th. Roger?
David Lancaster brought it home 11th tonight, followed by Mark Russell, who had massive damage early and ended up keeping that truck on the lead lap and getting most of the damage fixed during those final 2 cautions. He came home 12th. Bob Roberts in the 13th position, Blaine Gilmore 14th. 15th is Nicholas Stone, William Tony in 16th, Scott Barkman 17th. 18th position ended up being Roy Hall. Our last car on the lead lap tonight was Frank Reese. And then our first retiree, or our latest retiree from the race after something I didn't see happen, but he had a massive damage on the whole right side of that truck. Stephen Pearson finished 20th, Rudy.
All right, Dave Smith coming in 21st. Timmy Longwood in 22nd. Patrick Rowland getting into an early wreck there. I believe that was wasn't that on lap 2? 1. Yeah, lap 1. Getting tangled up with John Gamble and not being able to continue. He did manage to get that back out there with a little bit of damage on it and run a few more laps, finishing 23rd. Rodney Harris finishing 24th. Steve Jones 25th. And John Gamble finishing 26th. So that's going to wrap it up here for the race tonight. Roger, any last-minute comments that you got to throw out there?
I'm excited that we got to see a fantastic race. That was awesome. Great racing. Finished a little unfortunately. You kind of get a surprise winner out of that deal. I'm real happy for Brandon Thomas. I'm real happy for Rick Walker to finish up second tonight. He had a great run all night long after all the bad luck that he's had. Good to see him get a great finish. But man, we only had 4 cautions, 70 laps here. there was tons of racing, a lot of passing, lead changes. It was really a great race, and I'm looking forward to seeing these guys next week out here running some more laps on Sunday night.
Roger that. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for us here at Midnight Motorsports tonight. Thanks for tuning in here on MaxSpeedTV, and we will see you tomorrow night for the Old Farts League.